Hello everyone and welcome to Valamore Things. Feel free to follow me to see more of my content. Thank you and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we are playing something very similar to the last thing we played on this channel. Last time we played JUND Reanimator, this time we're playing, well, JUND Reanimator, but it's a bit different. So this time I had a different approach, as I was saying, and I decided to include Wight of the Reliquary. So basically this is a Modern Horizon 3 creature, black and green, vigilance. Wight of the Reliquary gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. If you sacrifice another creature, you search your library for a land card, put it into the battlefield, then you shuffle. The thing was, try to put, with Faithless Looting of course, either Bloodghast or Archon of Cruelty into the graveyard. And if that's an Archon, we're gonna try to reanimate that with Persist or Emperor of Bones. And if that's a Bloodghast, we're gonna try to loop sacrificing Bloodghast to get more lands and the value we can generate through those lands thanks to the Wight of the Reliquary. So basically, yes, we are heavily relying on the graveyard. And what do we have in the deck? So let's start from lands, since we have Wight of the Reliquary that if we sacrifice, let's say, a Bloodghast or an Ignoble Hierarch or, I don't know, something else, we can grab one of lands we're playing. The best one is probably Boseiju. When Boseiju enters, we exile target player's graveyard. We have Boseiju that, well, does nothing when we tutor that up with Wight of the Reliquary, but that's still good to have in the deck. We have Gas Quarter. That's actually very good and very flexible and can kill Youth the Saga, which is relevant at the moment. We have Nurturing Peatland, we can draw a card. We have Rakdos Theater, we can sever one. We have Shifting Woodland, and in some cases we can copy Archon or something else. And that's not bad to have. We have a Mortuary, which is gonna surveil one. And we have Yavimaya if we need green mana. And I think that's it. But the best thing we can do is to fill our graveyard with lands and get as many Bloodghast Riggers as we can. And as many lands as we want into the battlefield. We can even hardcast Archon at some point. Other than that, we have a few removals, which are just 2 copies of Fatal Push, 2 copies of Abrupt Decay, and 1 super flexible Witherbloom command, a card that I really like playing. So that's a green and black sorcery. You can choose 2 modes. Target player mills 3 cards, then you return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy target non-creature, no-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Target creature gets -3/-1 until the end of turn. Target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So that's basically a flexible mill some cards, hopefully hitting the Archon card, which I like to have in 1 copy. We also have Malevolent Rumble in 4 copies. This card is just too good not to have. Ignoble Hierarch because we want to boost our possibilities to go turn 2 or turn 3 combo either with Persist or Emperor of Bones. As I was saying, Persist and Emperor of Bones. And of course we have Grist. So what's the difference between this list and the one I previously played on my channel? In that list we had other winning conditions other than Persist, Emperor of Bones and Archon of Cruelty. This time it's gonna be very hard to win not with the Archon, because we only have, well, Wight of the Reliquary, but not so many creatures, so it's gonna be hard to beat down the opponent with just this. Bloodghast that, well, it's good, but it's just a 2/1, you know. It's persistent and reliable, but just a 2/1. Emperor of Bones can become a 4/4, which is a nice speeder, but it's not gonna matter in the end if you're just fighting against, you know, Oculus or something. So we are going to rely a lot on our good old Archon of Cruelty. So what do we have in the sideboard instead? Break the Ice, split among Obsidian Charmo. So I love having 2 and 2 Charmo, probably it's harder to cast because we don't really have that much red mana in the deck. But I love to have a split. So Break the Ice, Obsidian Charmo plus Ghost Quarter can really matter against Eldrazi. Meltdown, it's, well, a must play, I guess, even though lately just Timur Breach and some affinities are playing low mana cost artifacts, so, but 2 is a must include. Reclamation Sage, because you can break so many things with this. You have the Saga, Amulet of Vigor, I don't know, Colossus Hammer, Cigar of Aid, so many targets, Goblin Bombardment, of course, Static Prison, Blood Moon, so many things, just a must have. I love Reclamation Sage. And you can hit that with Malevolent Rumble, you can hit that with Emperor of Bones if we use that, and then, or if you want to discard it and then we want to reanimate that, we can use the Emperor of Bones. One more Boseiju because it's very flexible. And Damping Sphere against the Storm and, you know, Eldrazi, Amulet. I think I might want to play something more against Boros, but we're gonna see what will happen in this league. So, thank you for watching as usual, subscribe to the channel down here, and let's jump into today's league. Here we are with a really nice turn one, but we are on the draw. Opponent is playing probably Dimir Murktide. Get the Sleeve is our opponent. So, what we do here is Faithless Looting, instantly discarding, I guess, a Bloodghast and another land. So we get the turn to Bloodghast plus Wight of the Reliquary. I don't know if I really want to play the Wight of the Reliquary into... Oh, they're Cling to Dusting my Bloodghast, but I have a fetch land, so what was the point in doing so? Since my opponent tapped out, they cannot play Counterspell, I try to play Wight of the Reliquary. Hopefully they don't have Spell Snare or Stern Sculling. They don't, and we're happy about that, but they have Fatal Push. Okay. Ooh, now we have Faithless Looting plus Archon of Cruelty. We go with the looting, discarding a land and an Archon. We then try Malevolent Rumble and we hit a Shifting Woodland. We have 4 card types. Oh, opponents saw the Shifting Woodland, they don't have an answer to that and they just concede because we could have copied the Archon in the next turn. And well, that was big. We even had Faithless Looting and Abrupt Decay. So that's an easy win, I think opponent considered, because they didn't hit the third land and they don't really have a way to deal with what we're doing because they cannot kill a land and they cannot kill an Archon and they don't have other resources to Cling to Dust away something. So next turn we would have won thanks to Shifting Woodland and opponent saw that through our Malevolent Rumble. Well, GG. Easy. Still on the draw with a nice Bloodghast plus Archon of Cruelty, Faithless Looting, Abrupt Decay hand. This sideboard, I think I boarded out probably 1 Bloodghast and I boarded out 1 Grist and 1 Witherbloom Command. And I boarded in Rexage and Endurance probably, I cannot even remember. Yeah, it's probably 2 Endurances and 1 Rexage. By the way, we discarded the 2 Bloodghast, but opponent has a Psychic Frog. I think I should just kill the frog right away. That's probably the best play I can do. I grab a basic swamp because I'm afraid of Harbinger. So this way I have Fatal Push for the Harbinger in case. Opponent has a Consider. They probably go Murktide. No, they don't have it. By the way, we just need a land in order to be able to flashback the looting and persist. While our Bloodghast are very aggressive, I think I should explore more the Faithless Looting for Bloodghast strategy. We finally hit a land. Rakdos Theater. Ooh, Endurance. We put into the graveyard. Thought Scour. Oh, the Harbinger. You saw that? Opponent. Oh, here comes the Harbinger. That's what I was afraid of. But luckily we have Fatal Push. And we can just Faithless Looting, put the Archon into the graveyard, and swing the opponent down to 8. So now we have multiple options to reanimate the Archon on next turn. We have double Archon into the graveyard. So Cling to Dust won't be enough. Opponent has a big Murktide. Oh, Graveyard the Trespasser. And one of my Archon is gone. Unexpected. And it's day, by the way, it's so bright. Well, opponent is down to 9. Only thanks to our Bloodghast. So I tried to persist, but the opponent has a Spell Snare. We knew about that. Joking. So I don't know if I should Emperor or Wight of the Reliquary. Probably Wight of the Reliquary is bigger now. And I think I'm just gonna swing. I'm afraid that my opponent can probably exile something else next turn. But if he attack, he's dead. Oh, they have Fatal Push on the Reliquary. Yeah, it's Wight of the Reliquary. Let's take a look at my graveyard. So I have Archon. Opponent is gonna exile the Archon now with Graveyard Trespasser. It's alright. Fat Scour, okay. Just don't Murktide me. I'm gonna fetch, grabbing a Mortuary, triggering my second Bloodghast. It's going to have haste, by the way. Bloodghast are winning this game alone. Oh, and I have another Persist. Just, I don't know whether to use that or not. Opponent has a counterspell. Okay. I'm just gonna Persist then. And I want to probably grab... I could have grabbed the Psychic Frog from my opponent, but the Wight is lethal now. Yes, it's lethal. And we beat our first opponent. Not passing through the Archon strategy thanks to Bloodghast. Exactly the opposite of what I was saying in, you know, the introduction to the deck. We won thanks to a fair plan. I think my opponent draws weren't that great. I mean, Psychic Frog we killed. Harbinger. I think I killed the Harbinger too. Yes, we had Abrupt Decay and Fatal Push. Yeah, we went through a Snare, through a Fatal Push, through a Counterspell. Yeah, it's just that he only had the Frog and no Abhorrent Froculus. Trespasser is a good card, by the way, but it just doesn't do enough in this case. I completely overwhelmed my opponent. Well, I had double Persist, which was very good, and double Bloodghast on turn 1, which also was very good. Well, that's all. Match number 1 is mine. Okay. Second match. This time it's a little less explosive, even though we have a turn to Grist, which is not bad. No need to show the sideboard now. Okay, back to my opponent. Scalding Tarn. Blood Crypt. Is that Hollow one? Yes, probably. I don't know if I have a really good matchup against Hollow one. I'm not entirely sure. So I try Grist, and it's probably Grist plus just create a blocker. We build away the Nurturing Peatland, which I don't like that, but I should try to build something else around the Wight of the Reliquary though. So opponent has a DRC, and they already have 3 card types in their graveyard. So that's a nice rumble. We create another blocker. Oh, we grab an Ignoble Hierarch, and we have an Archon into the graveyard. Unluckily, we don't have an actual way to get back my Emperor of Bones from there. Opponent has another land. Lightning Bolt on who? Who's the target? Grist is the target. Okay. Detective Phoenix on the Nethergoyf, probably. I don't know if I should have Fatal Pushed in response, because I should have Fatal Pushed the Nethergoyf, probably. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what was the right play. By the way, I have a flashback, and on the looting, I can find a Persist via the looting. And I played Persist on the Archon, and that put me back on track. Okay, we won thanks to that. That was unexpected. That was a really, really lucky Faithless Looting. I mean, I'm moderately lucky lately playing this game. So we had a flashback Faithless Looting. We discarded an Archon and we saw Persist, which was really lucky. And we even had the mana. That's why we're playing Ignoble Hierarchy, you see? That's why we want to do so. And yes, that was not bad. I don't know what was the right play, by the way, before. Can anyone tell me in the comments? I should have used Fatal Push on the Nethergoyf when he already declared attackers, so I couldn't have attacked with Detective Phoenix. That was the plan, probably. But still, Grist was going to die because he had 2 flyers, so I don't really know what was the right choice. Still, I had a top deck and I won, so it's not bad. Well, we are ahead 1 game. Let's see if we can steal this match. So let's take a look at the sideboard. We take a mulligan, by the way, down to 6. So 1 Bloodghast, 1 Emperor are out, and 1 Witherbloom Command is out, and 1 Wight of the Reliquary is out. And I brought in only 1 Reclamation Sage, and I'm really sad I did. But I brought in a lot of Endurances, and I'm also very sad that I did. And yeah, we don't draw the second land, while opponent has... Oh, that's Hollow One, right. Has Orcish Bowmasters. I think we're just gonna die here. They have Leyline, Bowmasters, 3 lands, many cards in hand. Not much I can do. Oh, right. Yes, I think I'm screwed. And that's not a land, so I just decided to concede. Well, you know, I was talking about luck 1 second ago, and what happened is that I take a mulligan to 6 with only 1 lander, and the opponent has a removal for my little Ignoble Hierarch. While, you know, they have a Leyline of the Void and Bowmasters, which is gonna punish me so hard because I have 2 Faithless Looting in my hand. But also, I don't have any red mana to use them. And I don't have any second land to Abrupt Decay the Orcish Bowmasters. Even if I were to kill the Bowmasters, I had to kill the Flying or Army Token, Detective Phoenix Fang, while dealing with all the 3 cards my opponent still has in their hand. So, yes, that's a free loss, but hopefully we can win the next match. Yeah, goddamn game. Hopefully we can do. So we take a mulligan because Karos went on place. So I changed up my sideboard a bit here, and I had to board out 1 Ignoble Hierarch and board in the 2nd Reclamation Sage. So, mana is a problem even this round. Opponent has double Sweet Rate and probably just an Hollow One. 3 Sweet Rate, DRC, Hollow One, sure. What a start. When I play the deck, and you know about this because I've played the deck on screen, it's never like this. It sucks. It sucks balls. Look at my opponent, triple Street Rate into Hollow One and DRC. Yeah, I take 4 damage, sure. And I don't have the 2nd black mana. Well, now I do, technically. And I can kill the Rex Sage with... Sorry, I can kill the Hollow One with Rex Sage. I didn't thought about this, by the way. And if opponent wants to kill... Oh, they have 3 card types now. If my opponent wants to kill Rex Sage, I can sacrifice that in response to Wight of the Reliquary and at least get a land. Well, I should do that because, you know, Bazooka Bog will be great now. Bowmasters. Yes, they ping my Rex Sage and I sack in response. And here, I think here I should have grabbed Bazooka Bog. That was a mistake. I mean, probably I wanted to count on Endurance, but it's not the case. Opponent is down to 6, by the way. Burning Inquiry, oh my gosh. Okay. That's gonna hurt my Reliquary. And also opponent has a lot of card types and a big army token. Oh gosh. And that's a 7/8 Nethergoyf? With Detective Phoenix, and I don't even have... Okay, so I stopped the video because I'm dead. So opponent had exactly the right amount of... I mean, okay. I wish we could go back into the replay and see what happened, but opponent had 3 cards in hand, right? They went Burning Inquiry, okay. So they had the Bowmasters. They had the Burning Inquiry, right? Via the Burning Inquiry, they discarded Tarfire, okay, Tarfire, which is Kindred instant, okay. So it counts as 2 different types towards both DRC and Nethergoyf. Other than that, they had in their hand a Detective Phoenix they can bestow with the 4th Street Raid and a Fatal Push. They discarded with the Burning Inquiry. Okay. That's just insane, because with all of that I go exactly down to 0. If I were to take Bojuka Bog, I would have won this game so hard, because next turn, opponent attacks and I go Endurance, exile something, block and completely destroy him, and I also had Fatal Push. So, just because I didn't took Bojuka Bog, opponent had the chance to have an extremely lucky Burning Inquiry and have the exact right amount to kill me. No other combinations in his deck would have been worth this, because he discarded Tarfire to Burning Inquiry. Let's look at the game log. So, discards Fatal Push, discards Starfire, discards Detective Phoenix. That's exactly what he needed to kill me. 4 Street Raids, a Starfire, Detective Phoenix. Wow. Okay, 1-on-1 in this league, my opponent had the game of his life. Okay, fair enough. Next one. Okay, so I can keep this hand. Opponent Thundering Falls. What are they playing? Delighted Outflink? What? It's like a 4C Omnath. I don't know what that is. Dot deck? Yes, probably. So I can Emperor of Bones, and on next turn Rumble and get whatever I need out of my deck. The Fairy, okay. And that's control dot deck probably. So I go, ooh, that's a Persist right there. You see Rumble with Archon, we go Persist. Opponent sacks the Fairy, discards a Prismatic Ending and goes down to 14. They have another Teferi, sure. Why not? Obviously. So I got double Wight of the Reliquary, which is a decent amount of pressure on the battlefield. So I got Bojuka Bog exiling my opponent's graveyard, I attack. And in response I sack the Ignoble Hierarch, grabbing a Mortuary. I should have grabbed probably a Shifting Woodland. But that's just... Okay, so I use Boseiju to kill my opponent's Thundering Falls. But they have Xandev's Lounge. They go Instant Zenith thanks to the Fairy. That's a nice touch. They grab a Risen Reef. What is my opponent playing? Another Risen Reef? Okay, that's scary. They got so many triggers. They draw an infinite amount of cards. Solitude, sure. Double trigger once more. This reminds me of, that Up the Beanstalk for C control unstoppable thing. Our opponent still has 7 cards in hand. They discarded Flage. Is Flage an elemental? No, it's a giant. Okay, we have Faithless Looting, and this should settle the game. I go land, triggering my Bloodghast. Yes, of course. So I go Emperor of Bones, exile my Archon, and the opponent conceded because this would have been lethal. Because, you know, that's just 6 from the Archon, thanks to triggers. Swing with the Wight, swing with Bloodghast, swing with the Archon, draw, discard. And that's enough to kill my opponent. Well, I was afraid for a second, but, you know, Faithless Looting comes in handy. And also double Emperor of Bones. So, by the way, opponent was generating a huge amount of value. I was scared. Luckily, we won. Let's take a look at G2. Okay, here we are for G2 against Kuruzu. I worded in all the enchantment hate against, probably, I expect to see Leyline Binding, but I'm not sure. And I brought out 1 Emperor of Bones, 1 Bloodghast, and 1 Grist. So I decided not to use Faithless Looting right now because I don't really have anything worth discarding. Opponent casts Green Stuff Zenith 1, grabbing a Delighted Halfling, so I do better Abrupt Decay on the next turn. But I find a Fatal Push with Rakdos Theater, and that's just fine. So I'm just gonna fire the Fatal Push on the Delighted Halfling and probably try the Faithless Looting. Well, I just discard Decay and Forest, since I have Withered Bloom command. So here I try through Rumble to grab something. I made a mistake because I should have played Rumble before play the land in case I saw Bloodghast, so I missed the trigger. Bloodghast enters 1 turn too late. And I play a Wight of the Reliquary, which is already at 3/3, but opponent bounces it with the Fairy and plays Anissa. So Rana 6, right? They grab back their fetch. Okay, I'm okay with that. What can I do against Nissa? Probably just flashbacking the Faithless Looting. Oh, and we see an Archon. I'm so happy about that. Persist, we grab the Archon. Opponent sacrifices the Fairy. I don't attack because, well, there's Nissa. So they grab back the fetch. Nissa trigger, they get 1 white mana. Nissa fetch, trigger, they grab Omnath. They play Seasoned Pyromancer. They hope to find something, but they don't find anything and they just concede. They probably wanted to look for a Leyline Binding, but even if they were to find one, we had the Reclamation Sage. The real problem would have been Solitude. But luckily they didn't find any, so, well, that's just an easy win, I guess. Let's look into the next match. We're now up 2-1 in this league. Okay, we are match 5 against Schiaponator, probably an Italian player. We are on the play. And we have a turn on Faithless Looting, grabbing a Bloodghast into the graveyard. Which I love, but I don't have now green mana. I don't know what my opponent is doing and why the client is lagging so much. Opponent passes it back to us and we see another Bloodghast. And we play that. Opponent has a Psychic Frog. So here I made, well, a huge mistake. Because, as you can see, sorry, the video was very fast. I don't know why this client is just completely messed up. By the way, I played Emperor of Bones in second main phase. I should have played it in first main phase, so I could have exiled the Psychic Frog. Because now what happened is that my opponent reanimated, thanks to a nerf, the Psychic Frog, and now I'm in trouble. Big trouble. So I have a Boseiju in hand right now. I don't know if it's worth attacking with the Emperor of Bones. I don't think so. I'm forcing my opponent into discarding some cards. They're stuck at one land, by the way. We should be able to win easily. I play the Boseiju now, and I get back my Bloodghast once more. Unluckily, we cannot play the Wight of the Reliquary right now. But it was just safer to play Boseiju over Wooded Foothills and fetch for green. So I just block. My opponent cannot give fly. I mean, I would have discarded 3 cards and give fly to the frog if I were the opponent. Just to draw a card. So they have Fatal Push. In response, I Fatal Push the frog. And I swing with Bloodghast. Once more, double Bloodghast is winning me the game. And now they have a haste. I even play Wight of the Reliquary. And the opponent concedes as soon as he sees the Wight of the Reliquary because they probably don't have an answer. No mana, no nothing. Just a lucky, easy win against a pure opponent with just 1 land. Let's see G2. G2, pretty simple. The plan is to bring in Endurances and bring out Emperor of Bones, Bloodghast, and Witherbloom Command, which are basically useless. So we have a turn 1 Ignoble Hierarch. Opponent responds with a Thought Scour. Psychic Frog, okay. I need a removal. I can use the Grist, yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna fire the Grist and kill the Psychic Frog. It's just safe to do so. Okay, so we are now left with 1 Grist. We plus the Grist and we see an Archon. Oh, we have Emperor of Bones there. But I don't want to, you know, be too cocky and play the Emperor of Bones now. So I wait for my opponent to tap and do some stuff. I want to Endurance so they cannot Oculus or Murktide. Opponent has a Thought Scour, which is quite nice. And, well, they just decided to concede because I don't know why. They don't have any information whatsoever on my hand and what I have. They just decided to concede because probably they could just not beat a Grist plus Endurance and a token and 5 cards in hand and a ready-to-hander Archon. I mean, probably I'm not gonna play Emperor of Bones here. I can just try and go with Faithless Looting, see what happens. Discard the Bloodghast, play a land, trigger the Bloodghast, go Malevolent Rumble. No. Malevolent Rumble before. Yes, Malevolent Rumble before, in case I hit another Bloodghast. Land afterwards. Grist, and yeah, Bloodghast. Endurance, Insect, Grist. Just too much to do. Too much to resolve for my opponent. And, well, we are 3-1 in this league. Can we grab the 4-1? Okay, that's match number 5 against the Spartan Double X. What he's gonna play? What's the deck? So, Darkslick Shores. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Sleight of Hand into Lotus Bloom. So, we have 3 turns to win. And, of course, when we play against this deck here, which is Thassa's Oracle, Andros Grace combo, Spoils of the Vault combo. When we play against this deck, we have the worst ever hand of the entire league. Profane Tudor, oh, we are so cooked. Persist, maybe I'm gonna hit something with this Raucous Theater, no. Witherbloom Command, please. That's also no. I think I can Persist the Emperor of Bones just in case I see something. That's a wise move. That's a wise move, probably. Okay, here comes Emperor of Bones. Okay, we have 1 turn because I swear to God this deck always wins as soon as turn 4. Fatal Push, right. Another Fatal Push, right. Not a single Faithless Looting in 19 cards. Not a single Archon in 19 cards. When we face the turbo combo deck that wins on turn 4, statistically 100% of the time, we try to grab a land. There are 20 lands in the deck. No sign of an Archon so far. Okay, opponent. Lotus Bloom, yes. Profane Tutor, yes. Okay. I think we're done. Yes, we are so done. Sports of the Vault, yeah, sure. GG. I swear, we cannot win a single time. This happened a lot, especially last year in this channel that we played against that deck. We never won, not even once. So our hand now is pretty decent. With a bit of luck, we can hit a Faithless Looting via Malevolent Rumble and basically win on turn 3. No, we didn't. Emperor of Bones, okay, just in case. We just need a Faithless Looting. Profane Tutor, sure. No, Ghost Quarter is not what I wanted. Adapt, sure. We're gonna try to erase now. Double Exalted, wow, 6 damage. Boom, that's a huge damage. Big damage. Opponent down to 14. Well, next turn we have 1, 2, 3, 5 mana. We're 3 mana away from outcasting Archon. I don't think we can do that. Painted Prism, sure. City of Brass, we are so cool. So they have 4 cards. They're gonna have a Profane Tutor and a draw. There's no way I'm 18 cards in the deck and I cannot find a Faithless Looting. That's insane. We had 2 Survey Trigger, no Archon. That's why I think I need a Fable of the Mirror Breaker here. Okay, let's see if they can win. Profane Tutor, sure. Plains, sure. Angels Grace, okay. Thassa's Oracle, sure. God damn it. So here we are, 3-2 in this league, with the last defeat coming to, well, that deck always gets me. I mean, it's useless beyond imagination. It's a 3-card combo. 3-card combo that dies to counterspell and has only Pact of Negation to answer that. That's just insane. I always die. Well, that was deserved and highlighted the weakness of this deck, which we discovered together is not having something else to put away Archon from our hand if we don't have Faithless Looting. So we just rely on this card. I think I should, maybe cut Witherbloom Command, cut, I don't know, 1 Bloodghast, 1 Emperor of Bones, and play 3 Fable of the Mirror Breaker, perhaps. Isn't there a creature that does, I don't know, Insolent Neonator, for example, that also counts towards Wight of the Reliquary and that we can easily sacrifice when needed? Probably. Well, by the way, usual question. Would I play this deck at a competitive tournament? No, absolutely not. Would I play this deck to impress your friends with a new, a new take on Modern Horizon 3 cards? Playing Wight of the Reliquary, Emperor of Bones. Those are underlooked cards, in my opinion. They are actually very good. And, I mean, Emperor of Bones has seen a lot of play, but Wight of the Reliquary not as much. So, yeah, that's a nice and brand new Faithless Looting deck that can impress your friends, and you're gonna have a ton of fun playing. I love the toolbox lands. I love the Shifting Woodland, Ghost Quarter, Bojuka Bug thing. Nurturing Peatland, also very good. And I think this deck might need a bit of tuning, but I'm pretty sure that we are almost there on a perfect list for this archetype. So I'm pretty happy with what we've done so far. Sideboard. I have two things that I would like to change. No Obsidian Charmo. So -2 Obsidian Charmos. +1 Extirpate. +1 Break the Ice. I'm feeling like we don't have enough hate toward the graveyard. And I'm feeling like we already have enough hate toward Amulet Titan and especially Tron. I mean, we have Bojuka Bog, Ghost Quarter, 2 Break the Ice, another Boseiju. Sorry, not Bojuka, Boseiju. Break the Ice, Dampening Sphere, another Boseiju. We can cut the Charmo and play another Break the Ice. I love the Charmo, but double red in this deck is not that easy to get. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun playing this deck. I'm just sad that we lost to that 3-card Thassa Oracle insane combo. We always die to that. It always punishes my leagues and prevents me to get the 4-1. Other than that, I'm really happy I played this league. I had a lot of fun. I will make a video about Modern to see if unbans and bans really saved the format or if we are all biased. Stay tuned for more. I will be back with another video, hopefully very soon.